everyone. This is the assignment walkthrough for the assignment titled Assignment Number 7, Service Feasibility Report. This assignment is worth 10% of your final grade in Innovation by Design, so you want to make sure that you get it in. This is our first assignment in the module presentation point category as per our syllabus. So definitely make sure that you watch all the videos this week. The other video for the slides is 20 minutes long. We talk a lot about what you can do here. Again, that's 20 minutes. You can watch it double speed, which makes it only 10 minutes. Okay. Either way, so maybe even you don't even necessarily need to watch it. You can listen to it. So in other words, like if you're driving, just like listen to it for 20 minutes is a good way of doing it. Anyway, for this assignment, again, it is very, very important that you get this submitted and get it submitted on time because it is worth 10% of your final grade. I will make that note. And you can check that out in the syllabus. Essentially, we will do 3 of these. This is the first one. This is for service. Our next one will be for software, and then the last one will be for physical product. Okay, you want to make sure that you get this in and get it submitted before next Sunday. Okay. So hopefully you got a lot of data from last week with the service test number 1. Maybe you were even able to perform the service. That'd be really good. But this week, if you haven't performed the service, if you can this week, you have the potential opportunity for extra credit. So, and I'll get into that in just a second. So the first thing is this. You want to make sure that this is going to be a video. So you're actually going to be recording a video for this. So there's a few different ways of recording a video. You can see how I have it right now with Zoom. And that would actually be a perfectly fine way of doing it. At the bottom, here's a video walkthrough on how to set it up with Canva, a video walkthrough how to set up with Zoom, and a video walkthrough how to set it up with Loom. Okay. Notice those are at the bottom. Okay. I didn't want to confuse those with up here. So that is why these are at the bottom. Okay. All right, so I'll let you read through each one of these things just as to keep it short. Maybe I'll do a quick highlight. Slide 1 will be the actual feasibility overview. You want to answer these questions. A validated business model canvas. There's a link to actually get the template for the business model canvas, and there's a link to the BMC explainer. I talk about that more in the slideshow video. Your service prototype, show a picture of the service prototype. It could be an image, but ideally it is actually like you actually doing the service. Okay, and I'll show what that means. Distribution mechanism, you got to make a website. That's part of the requirement. So landing site to AI, you can make one in 5 minutes. Very, very simple. Remove any buttons that aren't working. And then what you want to do is you want to take, here's also a link to Google Slides. This is actually Google Forms. So it actually is Google Forms. That's the login. See, it is Google Forms. So anyway, oh no, you lost me. Okay, here we go. So I will fix that. It will actually say forms when you're actually watching it. But what you do is you take your link for your responder link. That is the link that it is that you would give to people to actually fill out the survey. And you link it to a CTA, your call to action button on your landing page. And how you do that is you just tell the AI, you just tell it when a user clicks take the survey or clicks the call to action button to send them to, and then copy and paste the URL to the responder link, okay, for your form. And then right there when you see the website, you click on it, and then it will actually go right to the form. Okay, so you want to think about it. You interviewed somebody, or you met somebody, approached somebody, whatever it might be. You shared a QR code on your phone, sending them to the website. On the website, they clicked whatever the link, the CTA, and then it took them to the form. So 3-step process. Boom. QR code, website, Google form. You want to think of that user flow, okay, that customer journey, okay? I can show you really quick. All you got to do, QR code, you just, hi, my name is blah, 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 and I'm working on introducing a service to insert target customers, okay? And if you wouldn't mind taking a quick second to fill out our QR code, and then there's the link to the QR code, right? Or link to the website. They go to the website, and then they click the button, take our survey or whatever, and it sends them to the to the Google form. Again, I talk about some examples of that in the video for this week for the slide week 4 slides. Okay. Proof of engagement. This is where you have the opportunity for extra credit. So if you actually do the service and record a video, doesn't have to be the video of the entire time, just like a short video that kind of just proves, like in a court of law, proves that you did actually perform the service with at least 3 people, 10 extra credit points. Okay, so if you already did that, good for you. And if not, you have an entire week to do that. This is, of course, due next Sunday, as per usual. There was only the 1 week this past week, since Labor Day, Memorial Day was on Monday. That was the only time that assignments are not due on Sunday night, okay? Screenshot, screen record data from Google Forms, at least 10 responses if you do option C. So if you do just a Google form, then you go out and you get 10 people to do that. That would be good. The last one is to actually share your service MVP landing page publicly in at least 5 social groups and then take screenshots of those posts. Ideally, you want to get some comments, some feedback, some emails, some leads for potential customers. That's what you really want to do. Facebook groups I've seen the most success from Facebook groups by far. Discord, Reddit and Discord a little bit, but particularly the Facebook groups, because these are people who are interested in whatever like the niche might be. And a good trick is oftentimes they'll remove the post with a link. Like if you have a link like in your post, like they'll remove it. So a good trick is to actually make your post and then make your link, say link in comments, and then make that first comment be the link. Okay, that is a good trick. Okay, and then reflect and improve. Based on the feedback that you've collected, how would you move forward with this? So how would you optimize the actual prototype, the actual service? How could the distribution mechanism distribution method be optimized, and how could the feedback mechanism be optimized? So notice how many points each one of these things are. So 25 points here, 25 points here, 10 points, 10 points, 10 points, 10 points, and 10 points. So kind of plan accordingly. In other words, like you might kind of just go a little bit quicker through the things that are 10 points. You know, they're slightly less important. And then most of the time spent talking about your proof of engagement, what actually, what test it is that you actually conducted, and then reflect and improve. So what you learned, okay? So how you tested and what you learned. Again, submissions without, I think I say it up here, but submissions without a video will not be accepted. I'll add that up there so you can see it. So submissions without a video will not be accepted. You must appear at least once in the video. So just like how I'm here at least once, but you can also do just like a voiceover. You don't have to necessarily be in it the whole time. You do have to voice over the whole time though. Okay, and here's some different walkthroughs on how you can set that up. Each one of these are like 60 seconds. I personally like using Zoom because then I can go from like one tab to another tab and so forth. But Canva is a good option. If your whole slideshow is in Canva, then cool. And Loom is a good option too. Loom is a very similar setup to Zoom. It just takes an extra couple steps where you got to actually like download from Zoom and so forth. So like when I'm recording this, I'm doing it with the screen recording on Mac. But you can also, of course, do that on PC. And I'm more of a Mac guy, so you want to make sure you look up how to do it on PC if you're doing it on PC. Okay. Option B, this is like if you're just going to be recording right from your presentation itself. This option A actually is to record a talking head, just kind of like this, but that works on just one page at a time. So that's like you would record for this page, then you would record for the next page, and make a bunch of little short videos. This would allow you to be able to do one long video where you're just going through the slides and you're recording all of them. Either way, on steps 9 through 10 is you click share and create public view link. This is where you would get that link that you can share and submit into the assignment submission area. Okay. As always, if you have any questions whatsoever, reach out. I am here and happy to help. And yeah, so this should be good. But again, keep in mind, this is worth 10%, so very, very important. Okay. Reach out if you have any questions, and I am happy to help. Okay. Have a good one. Bye.